Oh man, there's so much complication going on because of people taking the mRNA vaccines. Lucky for me, I'm not led by the temptation of those Pfizer or Moderna or whatever vaccine that involved with the US. The reason is I don't trust them. Why should I trust them? I don't even trust a vitamin like the GNC company where there are still some questions about how their drugs were made and where they come from. Furthermore, I'm not sick and I shouldn't depend on any synthetic vitamin or drugs. Even there's some drugs that could make me taller or handsome, I won't dare either because whatever chemicals they are using, there will surely be some side effects to our body. And when that happens, who will benefit the most? Nothing to do with the Singapore government, but those drug makers or the pharmaceutical companies in the US. You take their drug to build your muscle, but later cause some side effect on your skin. Then you need to buy drugs for skin improvement. Then later comes another kinds of side effect that make you spend more money to get another drug and so on that brings you in a loop. That's so handicapped. So how's the US pay a lot of money besides selling weapons in the world? Selling weapons and drugs is apparently their revenue generating mafia kind of business. Similarly, for the mRNA vaccines, they are just treating people to become slaves for their drugs. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? Although vaccination with mRNA could give us protection from the virus, but so what? I'm not afraid of the side effect, but just don't want to depend on the vaccine every year like how some people are putting their life in the hands of those drug makers. The most worried question should be if we are going to stop the vaccine next year after taking this year, will cause our immune system to become worse in the future. To me, taking mRNA vaccines like having Botox every year to treat our skin. If we stop the treatment, our face may suddenly look like some kind of horrific witch. But what happens if the mRNA vaccines deteriorate our DNA or body cells that may cause us to age faster every year? Then should we make another kind of vaccine to make us look younger or what? So do you think I'm so stupid to fall into this? Moreover, there's no data showing what will happen to us in future after the vaccination. Therefore, we must be very careful and foresighted. Who knows whether the vaccine could be for the purpose of depopulation or any mankind? Again, are you pondering what I'm pondering? Recently, due to mRNA vaccination, there are some strong teenagers suffering from heart inflammation while doing some tedious exercise. That's so terrible in Singapore. Will this happen to us if we are having sex after the dose too? Sometimes having sex could be more tedious than weightlifting. If such a thing could happen to the strong young men, how about the children, old people and women who are pregnant? Will it cause danger to the babies in their womb? As such, this may cause many women to have unnecessary abortion without knowing why. In this case, we are really not sure what the vaccines could really do on us. However, having said that, if the COVID-19 become an endemic and part of our life, we can deceive ourselves that vaccination is not important. In this case, I would rather choose the China's-made vaccine, Sinovac, or whatever. As formulas traditional and conservative with no major side effects reported so far. Additionally, we are seeing a lot of Americans infected with the virus in the US. So how much could we trust the vaccine that are endorsed by the US? For me, it's zero trust. Therefore, it doesn't make any sense to look at the data on the paper, try to brush us off how effective those mRNA vaccines compare to the Chinese vaccines when the people in China are now safely living from the virus pleasantly. Look at them. They're shopping, they go anywhere without masks right now. But the US, the infection rate is so high. Anyway, it's more realistic to look at how China has successfully overcome the pandemic than reading at some data trying to prove how effective their vaccines are. By the way, if you're gonna ask me, China doesn't need to provide any data to prove how good their vaccine is since its people are already safe from the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So, decide the vaccine on your own risk. Ciao.